morning out there, people. And we actually are on episode 9 this time. I managed to actually check. I have done some work between this episode and last. I got an inscriber. The bug was, well, obviously bugging the crap out of me. I found a little way to indicate, when the grindstone here is done with something. All you need is a comparator and a project red lamp. I just use, regular old white lamp. And then just have a hopper, and when it's empty, the light turns off and you notice stop turning the crank. So, nice and handy. You also might notice that things are a little bit quieter here. I have installed a few mufflers around the place. Oh yeah, I forgot. Heat is still on. Why do you drop yeast? Well, anywho, mostly did that to, keep things from getting all screamy loud in here. Which nobody wants, of course. Our little farm is working quite nicely, as you can see. So we got all the fermenters set up and all that. So, this is what I was talking about last episode, the friction heater. It heats up vanilla furnaces. It doesn't work on, say, what was I thinking of? It doesn't work on, like, say, slag furnaces from factorization or anything else. Just, as far as I know, just vanilla furnaces and certain rotary craft machines. I've gotten an experience collector from Liquid XP because whenever it burns things, as you can probably see, it's outputting experience, so I got it getting shunted into this drum here. Anywho, as you can see, we've managed to work up a reasonable amount of ethanol, which is good. And we've got all that, as you can see, the pneumatic item pump here. I have it whitelisting ethanol only, and doing the same thing over here. I'm not sure. I don't think you need to do it between, for all the blocks in between, but, I think so long as you have beginning and end point filtered, it'll work fine. You're probably wondering what in the world this contraption is. Well, this is how I'm throttling my, engine so it only fires when it needs to. And you can see, once the grinder can't process anymore, the comparator sends out a redstone signal to this computer, which reads it, and the computer, let me dig this up here, is running an ECU, or an engine control unit. It says here. And you can craft it as thus, with some steel, a circuit board, gold, or electrum, and redstone. Circuit boards are fairly obvious. And what it does is, it throttles, or when it receives a redstone signal, it can throttle an engine down to a certain amount of speed. So, you can go to half speed, quarter speed, 12.5% speed. And I think it goes one lower than that. But, let's see, let's terminate this, and real simple code here. It just reads, it just waits for the redstone on one side to change. And then, if the redstone at the back of the computer, which is this, is true, then it sets the ECU to throttle it completely, and otherwise it sets the ECU to tell the engine to, go. So, we're going to restart the computer. There we go. And let's refresh that just in case. And this way, we use significantly less ethanol, which is good. And you can tell by Wayla, how long it's, or how it's throttling. And once I think it gets to around 45 seconds, yeah, that's when it stops. One of the great things about Rotorcraft, you can tell when things stop working. I haven't really done that much in the way of, like, a building. I got some skeleton seed crops here, which I plan on using for something a little clever. later on. Mostly what I've been doing is exploring. As you can see, I got lots more waypoints than I used to. I found a hungry node, so I know to avoid that. And getting some more coke. Honestly, I don't really know what I'll use the coke for. I might use it later in a blast furnace to kind of melt things down, like some of the steel crap I get. I haven't really touched this very much. Okay. Just making sure. I had it set on peaceful because it was lagging a bit. I think that's because my computer hadn't been reset in a while, so you know, that kind of lags it a little bit. So, anything else? Ah, yes. Upstairs. I've also muffled the friggin', nether thing, because that was getting annoying. I've also upgraded the universal cables to advanced, which, as you can see, 800 RF a tick it can handle. And, it keeps getting higher until you get up to universal. But you'll see why I have those very shortly. I've also went and made 5 extra wind turbines. I will more than likely, get something a bit more, get some a bit beefier than just spamming wind turbines. And honestly, I don't like spamming a bunch of small things, unless I really just have no choice. I like, big, easily worked with power solutions. So you go downstairs, ow, and ow. And you might notice, none of these machines changed. Not visibly, at least. They are all now fully upgraded. And as you can see, they use 200 RF a tick, but you take that out, yeah, the energy upgrades not only increase the energy buffer, but they also increase energy efficiency. And I made a full set for all of these, so they can all run nice and efficiently. I muted it, or I had a muter back there too, because as much as I love these little engines, they do get a little bit loud. And also another thing you need to note about things like steam engines and whatnot is that the closer you get to bedrock, the hotter things get. Which is why this one down here, where Y37 is reading 135 Celsius, and if we go back upstairs, this one here, Y51, is reading 106 Celsius. So, a change of about 20 meters is about almost 50 degrees. Damn, that's... Wait, I'm sorry, 30. Excuse me, I can't add. So, what else do I plan on doing? I think I am going to get ready to make an atomic disassembler and a few other things, because as much as I love my diamond picks, and I found an efficiency on breaking pick there, which, really useful, but I plan on getting something even better. So I'll be back in just a minute once I get what we need to get started. Alrighty, and I return. The main machine we'll need, we've got the rest of the stuff that we need pretty much. We got, the infuser, crusher. Not sure if we need enrichment or not, but we also need the osmium compressor, which will be useful for crafting the singular obsidian ingot we need, but we'll also need something to charge it. Enter Mekanism charge pad, as you see there. Let's see here. We're going to need energy tablet, which we'll put in there. 3 pressure plates. Excuse me, I seem to have a problem talking today. And then bam, we got ourselves a charge pad. And just like IC2 charge pads and things like that, they'll output, or they'll charge pretty much anything. And you see the osmium compressor requires the advanced circuits for Mekanism, which you just make the regular basic control circuit and put 2 enriched alloy next to it, and you get an events. And if you want to, where is it? There it is. Elite control circuit, you need reinforced alloy, and for the elite, I'm not sure. Yeah, and there's an ultimate control circuit, which you use for various things, I'm sure, or probably not, apparently. Okay, so we've got our charge pad, we've got our compressor. What do we actually need to make an atomic disassembler? Well, we need some atomic alloy, which requires refined obsidian dust, and reinforced alloy, which requires diamond dust. So as you see, a wee bit expensive. Total, we're going to need 2 refined obsidian dust. And let's see here, refined obsidian dust. You put obsidian, well obviously obsidian dust and diamond dust in the infuser. So, let's see here. Good. And I think to turn it to just in case, we'll take the auto output off. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's get... Managed to find a couple of more diamonds. I think I'll need 3 diamonds, yes. And let's see here. Turn auto eject off on this. Hello. Crusher. 2, 3. There we go. We got ourselves a little bit of alloy. We'll put that in there. Put these 2 in there. And we got our refined obsidian dust. Put that in there. And we've got our atomic alloy. Now then, to fuel the osmium compressor, as the name might imply, we need osmium, which goes into the purple bottom slot there. Put the refined obsidian dust in there, and you get obsidian ingots, which you can also use to make tools, like regular tools like picks and helmets and armor and all that. Yeah, let's see here, I'm not sure. Yeah, and the obsidian paxel is also really useful. Serves as both pick, axe, and shovel, all in one. And 3,000 health, pretty handy to have around. But that's not what we're looking for currently. We need the atomic disassembler, for which we will need this. And let's see, we'll need 4 enriched alloy. And we're running low on that. And should be, hey, up. There we go, and energy tablet. And we have our atomic disassembler, which has basically made all of these tools obsolete. Why? Well, when we charge this thing up, hello? And, you know, see it has different modes: slow, fast. It digs, well, obviously it digs really fast. Vein is the main reason we like the atomic disassembler. As the name might suggest, it can in fact mine entire veins of ore. Damn handy. But we need something to fuel all this with. What are we going to use? Well, we're going to use the standard, the flux capacitor. You know, something pretty much everyone knows how to use and make. Let's see, we'll need some iron and nickel. There we go. Get some nickel, get a iron dust. Thankfully, got the iron dust already. 3 and 4. And that will give us Invar, which we then melt down. And let's check that, because I like to micromanage. As here, we'll go up to redstone flux capacitors, just so we can have plenty of flux to play with. should we desire it. Now we're gonna plop that in there. Whip that out. Bam, bam, bam. Hardened. And we should still have some, yep, got some electrum still in there from when I was making circuits. And then it should, why you no charge? Let me get my pick here. Long shot, maybe this. Let's get the covers as well. Maybe this needs some cables underneath it. So we'll run some cables along here, get our hollow cover, even though we really don't even need it, but you know, whatever. There, our charge pad. And now it's charging things. Yeah, there we go. Exactly what we want to see. And there we go. And now this should be charging our disassembler. I'll be back once this is fully charged. There we go. All charged up. And we'll put all this back where it belongs. And see, freed up space. Well, a little bit of space. But, you know, every stack counts, right? So, I've got a cave full of poor copper that I found somewhere. There it is, about 300 meters away. It's time to go show you why this is so cool. The only thing it can't really be is a weapon, which is unfortunate. But, you know, it does pretty much everything else that you could possibly ask of it. It cuts trees, it's, well, you know, as I say, it slices, it dices, it creates, you know, 100,000 light year quantum explosion. As we blithely ignore everything that we don't like, or that we don't care about, which is pretty much everything. And there was there used to be a bug back in the day where this wouldn't work with the gravel ores from Tinker's Construct, but that has since apparently been fixed. And vein mode also works with those, which is wonderful. These? Oh, mushrooms. Huh. Handy. Oh, if you're beginning or something. Thankfully, it's not that far away, so there's just a lot of trees. And now you see why I call these the poor copper caves. Lots of poor copper ore. Every time I find poor ore, it's literally, yeah, see, bam. I'm going to turn magnet mode on now. Some people don't like that, but when it comes to things like that, really is, ow, annoying. No, it really is best to just kind of have it active so you don't lose crap. Like, see, that one vein, 15 ore. 15 freaking copper. Or poor copper, rather. Poor ores only smelt down into nuggets, but at the same time, you know, as you can see, you get a lot of them. So, you know, you don't really need to worry about little things like, you know, oh, I'm wasting all this on just a couple of copper. Oh no, you're gonna get a couple of stacks of this shit. You see? Vein mode is great for this. Great for dealing with poor ores. And it takes 20 RF per block, I believe, that it mines. And you see, bam. We get some more iron. As you see, even more poor copper. Like I said, that crap is everywhere when you find it. It might be a little hard to find, But once you do, you pretty much don't stop finding it. Like, seriously, this entire area was poor copper. That's just... That's insane. I don't know why CJ made it like that, or if this is just an accident or what, but... You know... I found one that was... It wasn't poor copper, but it was poor iron, actually, so... Actually a bit more useful than this, but, yeah, it kept going on and on and on. Like a literal cave system of poor ore. That took my damn breath away. Right there. I'm gonna store all this rubbish. There we go. As you can see, we've already got 1, 2, 3, almost 4 stacks of the stuff, and we barely scratched the surface. Almost literally. In fact, pretty much entirely literally. I found this area in my in the other world that I was using to just kind of screw around in, and didn't remember where it was because, like an idiot, I didn't mark it. But while I was wandering about yesterday, I managed to find it again. So I figured I'd finally get the atomic disassembler and show it off here because, you know, it would be a very appropriate place to do so. So, got all this, and bam! God, that's satisfying. You know, I'm probably gonna be here for a couple of minutes, so I'll be back in just a wee bit. Okay, seriously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, over 8 stacks of friggin' poor ore. I'm not even joking. I didn't just, like, see, I didn't even just spawn that in. That's how much I've managed to find. That's patently effing ridiculous, but at the same time, pretty friggin' cool. I like having lots of stuff. Lots of stuff is good to have. There's a spider somewhere. You know what? I can't be arsed to care. As you can see, it does, the energy cost does kind of add up after a while. Okay, look, some iron. I can use iron. Iron, good. There we go. Anything else of note in here other than the ridiculous amounts of copper? Not for this cave, at least. But yeah, you managed to get a lot of copper. Ow, what the hell? Really? Where the hell are you coming from? Oh, I got hurt somehow. Oh, I think I know what they're coming from. There's a great wood tree around here. Ah! Oh, I'm going. Bastards. Willing to bet you money there's a great wood tree around here somewhere that has a spawner underneath it. Bingo. Boing. It's rather surrounded by a multitude of other trees. There it is. Yep. Dick. Uh-huh. How'd you like that one, punk? I got a lot of dark steel from Ender.io. Don't really know what I'll be using that for. Maybe armor, maybe not, I don't know. Probably need to get some Ender.io crap set up for that, so I don't really know if I'll be using that for very much. But, you know, I'm a hoarder. I like hoarding lots of useful supplies and whatnot. Well, we put all our rubbish in here. I don't really need the spawner, but, you know, whatever. So that makes total 3, 6, 9, almost 10 stacks of poor copper ore, which will net us a little over a stack of copper ingots. Again, not a really spectacular haul, but a hell of a lot better than nothing. A hell of a lot better than nothing. I honestly just don't care at this point. Zombies can't swim very well. This is probably not that around, but I'm kind of, you know, at night. So, you know, screwing around, not a good idea. Excuse me, people. I can process a lot of crap. Don't mind. I'm going to be running quite a bit. And things like this, like appetite, really, what the hell? Oh. Friggin', how many of these bastards are there? Yeah, interrupted. Coal and appetite and such are where the atomic disassembler really comes into its own. You don't have to, I mean, floors 1 to 1. You can just, bam, get the entire vein. Seriously, why is this area covered in... And we're back home. Alright, I'll be back in just a minute. And we'll get our coal, coke, put it in here. How many of those do we have now? Wow, half a stack. That's a lot of coke. That's a 60,000 RF. That's awesome. I approve of this greatly. Wow, the culinary generator's out of power too? That's just... I don't know why I pulled all of them out. Probably because I'm a moron. Oh yeah, another thing to note about crap.